Hi, everyone. This is Katie Valentine, and I'm here with Tree. Hey, Tree.
Hi.
Hey, Tree and I had the pleasure and just total joy of working together a few months ago, and she's been so gracious to agree to come and talk about her experience. And let's just get right to it. So, Tree, tell us a little bit about why you reached out to me when you did.
Well, I believe it was more just the right, exact divine timing kind of thing. I had been working for a while with both a therapist as well as a shaman healer around embodiment issues that I have carried all my life. When you mentioned on that Facebook Live, you were talking about the necessary joining and the necessary union between spirituality and sexuality in order for us to be in our wholeness, in order for us to be fully in our wholeness, and that it was necessary to bring those together. And as you said that, I started crying.
Yeah.
And the tears just came, and that's when I recognized that there was something more that I needed, some more help and assistance I needed with this. I recognized that I did not have that positive union going in my own life, and that I had put it on the back burner forever. I have operated for a very long time, very comfortably in the spirituality realm of things, and it's very easy for me to get so caught up with that I just neglect the physical, the body, which means that I'm probably only operating at 50% power.
Right.
And so that was what it was too, was a recognition that I didn't want to keep operating at only partial power,
I love that. So you're at moving towards some full throttle.
Yeah.
For your power.
Yeah, that's
and
what
we
it
should
was.
mention, and we should mention that Tree serves people at a really, really high level. Yeah. And so she was already serving people at such a high level at 50%. And now, at 100%, imagine all this impact, which is just amazing, which I love for you and for the people that you are impacting. Well, so tell us a little bit about what that felt like to be at that 50%. What was that frustration like in your life once you kind of came to that full awareness of it? And I remember the Facebook Live too, and our conversation afterwards. So it's a strong memory for me as well. Yeah, but what was that frustration like when you realized that you were having it?
It was twofold. The first level of it, the first aspect of the frustration was a recognition of, it was really more the question, what am I missing out on in my own life? Mm-hmm. What am I not even aware of that I'm missing out on, that I've somehow agreed to settle for less than what is my birthright, really, So that was the first aspect of the frustration. And the second aspect of the frustration has to do with the service to others that you're talking about. I am committed to a life of service to others. And when I recognize the fact that I might not be serving them at my full potential, I'm not okay with that either. I don't want to give people half-baked effort here. I want to be as fully available for the work I'm called to do as I possibly can be, and without expecting to do it perfectly. But really, when I became aware of the fact that I was probably greatly hindered, and I thought, if this is coming up, and if my genuine reaction to what you were saying was as powerful as it was, because it wasn't just the tears, I felt the energy come up, and it was a longing for more. It was a longing to address this and not keep throwing it under the rug.
I love that. And I love that you were able to say yes to your own inclinations there and not keeping it under the rug, because that's the easier thing to do in the short term. Mm-hmm. Is to keep pushing it aside, because we all get used to that.
Sure.
And you're able to bring it front and center, which is beautiful. Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about what was resonating with you about me and the kind of work that I'm doing, because like you said, you're working with a therapist and with a shaman, and I love that you're able to bring multiple modalities together, and I recommend that for people. But, there's a lot of other people working in the spiritual, the metaphysical realm that you could have picked up the phone and called. So I'm just kind of curious, what was that connection like? What was resonating with what I do for you and your journey?
I had spent plenty of time in the metaphysical Christian group, getting to know you through the videos that you do, the talks that you do, and we'd had some conversations back and forth a little bit just to get to know each other. And so I had some sense of you in that way. And then the piece of it that I know I needed with this, I recognized that the therapist was helping me immensely in the way that she helped me. And the shaman was also, and still is, also helping me immensely. But there was a piece missing. And what I knew was involved in the issue for me was my Christian upbringing, my pastor parents, and the teachings that came to me through them. And so what I knew I needed, I'm a master at creating my own treatment team for things that I need, my own. I go out and, there was a missing piece, and the missing piece was not just somebody who knows about the Christian faith, but somebody who is an authority figure in the Christian faith. Because what I was needing to counteract is teachings that I received from authority figures in the Christian faith. Right. And I'm one too, but I can't do it for myself, right? So it was that recognition coupled with the day you did the video, the live, where you said what you said, and then instantly a thought came to me, I can talk to her.
I'm so happy that you did and that you followed your guidance.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. I can talk to her. So
thank you for putting that trust in me, and it's just been a total delight and joy to watch those connections being made. I just want to highlight something that you said too, which is that you couldn't do it for yourself. I wonder if you'll talk a little more about that, because I found that to be true in my own life. And I always tell people that I work with, I have
it's actually part of taking responsibility in my life. It actually, asking for the help that I need from others and not doing it all myself is part of me being responsible. Part of me being responsible in my life to know that I don't know all there is to know. And particularly for the work that I'm doing with other people, I feel that it's incumbent upon me to seek out others who can help me see, help me reframe, help me gain more awareness. But I cannot on my own always counteract at an emotional level, at a level that's not academic. I can't counteract the toxic messages that I carry that were programmed into me, through trauma and other types of experiences. I'm not able to just, I am my own healer, yes, but I'm my own healer because I partner with other healers to give me the assistance I need to do that.
I love that. And it really, that happens at this like cellular level. And when we can match the academic head stuff, and retransform literally our bodies with our spirits, that's where the magic can really happen.
Yeah. And if I was able to do it with my book learning alone, I'd have done it a long time ago.
Right. Yeah. If it was that easy, we could all do it, right? We could read a book and be transformed, but that's part of the process, not the entire process.
Well, and something else that comes up for me as we're talking about this is, this notion of the woundedness that I have had around this happened in the context of relationship with other people. And I am a great believer that the healing of relational wounding also needs to happen in relationship. There's only so much that I can do on my own. I'm not saying I can't do any of it on my own. I can, but there's only so far I can go. The rest of it requires relational healing to take the rest of the way.
And I think this is, to me, the heart of what it is to be in a Jesus following community, is that we don't have to do it alone.
Right.
There's community there, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So well, I'm curious if you have like one aha moment that you can share where you thought, oh, or where you knew, you didn't think it because that's in your head, but where you knew deep down inside, this is happening, this is working, this transformation is occurring?
One of the things that comes to my mind is an experience I had during one of my sessions with you, one of my times with you, where you were leading me through a guided meditation based on the biblical narrative of Mary and anointing Jesus' feet with the oil. And you were leading me through that, and I was able in that meditation to actually sink into and take on the perspectives. I was able to take on the perspective of Mary. I was able to take on the perspective of anybody else who might have been there witnessing what was going on. And I was able to take on the perspective of Jesus, receiving that. And that visualization, that guided meditation was so powerful for me, because something happened for me in that process of being able to actually be in the story from these different perspectives and within the different roles of the story. What happened was I really got an immediate download of the blessedness of our embodiment, the blessedness of the physical interaction, you know. And it wasn't sexual in the sense of sex, you know. It was
right.
it was the more holistic idea that our bodies are sacred, and when we are here on earth, that is our primary vehicle. I mean, it was just instant. Yeah. And you know, I mean, what happened when I got that message in the middle of that guided visualization, what happened when I got the message was I immediately knew that the message I was getting in that moment, and the understanding that I was gaining in that moment, the knowing that I was having, had more authority than anything anybody else might want to tell me about what they believe might be true or not. It was like truth coming directly to me that had the weight of authority that was greater than anybody else's interpretation.
I love that, including your past self.
Including my past self, yes.
That's beautiful.
Because I don't remember ever experiencing or even seeing in that story the things that happened for me that day. And I know that story well.
Right.
So,
yes. I love that. And I love that it was like in this moment, but it was also your willingness to engage the process.
Yeah.
That allowed that to happen.
My openness and my surrender to the process to allow for the possibility that I could experience something differently than I had before. Yes.
Yes. I love that. So tell us what life looks like now that you've had this integration and this, awareness of your own sacredness, and really coming to this process of self-love about sexuality and sensuality and the body and spirit and spirituality and all of that. What's it like now?
Well, for the most part, first of all, it just feels like everything has just calmed down. Which is like everything's just calmed down. And what I mean by that is I don't daily experience the level of anxiety that I've had forever. I still get into
That's
anxiety.
Amazing.
It's not like this. It used to be this constant low level
presence
there, and
right.
like a hum that never stopped. And now it's not constant anymore, right? So that's shifting. And a lot of the body shame that I've had all my life is gone. It's not completely gone, but there's so much of it that's gone that the part that's still there is gonna get tanked. It's just more. I'm still in an integration process, and so as I continue to integrate and remind myself of who I am today, I believe the rest of that will come along. I'm not worried about it. But it doesn't stop me, So
right.
I'm back to my Nia classes where I dance.
Yay!
Into movement, and I'm back to when I'm not dancing, I'm outside walking around. I'm out in the world more. I'm literally outside my door, in the world more, walking around and getting into just movement. I am, I'm open to the possibility of being able to find love again in terms of a partner for me, you know, which is for over 10 years. So, and feel more partnership with my body. So I find that I'm just doing my self-care practices differently as well. And
I love that.
My eating habits, while they were good, have improved even more. And I'm getting the rest that I need every night. So just in terms, literally, it's just this whole embodiment piece has just really become much more, I'm much more ready and willing to fully be here.
I love that.
Is how it feels to me. It's just like, it's okay. This is okay. I can be here. It's safe for me to do this. It's safe for me to be completely here, not just spiritually, not just in my head, but fully,
right,
and holistically be here. And what I'm excited about with that is not just in my personal life, but I'm excited to see what that means for the work that I'm doing with others and what that can mean. You know, I don't know yet what it all is going to look like, but I sense the possibility.
Well, as soon as you have started to experience that in a really tangible, concrete way, like I know people are experiencing it already, we're going to do a part 2. So we can see how this, so people can see how, like, when we do this work on ourselves, how it really does impact our communities, the people that we're called to serve at every level. It's incredible. Well, I am so happy that you said yes to yourself, and that we've had just the joy of getting to know each other. And I'll just put the word out there that, if anyone else is experiencing a similar struggle with mind, body, spirit, especially around issues of sexuality and old program messages that so many of us receive as a result of kind of Christian upbringing, and we know in our heads that we're sacred, but you're having trouble kind of telling that to your heart and telling that to your body, then I'd love the opportunity to just talk to anyone about how you can make this whole within yourself. And you have the example of Tree here and all the amazing work she's done, and you can do that too.
Yeah, there's a vast difference between knowing that I'm sacred and living that way, and really living.
Yeah.
Very vast difference between those two.
Yeah, we're called to live it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, and thanks for taking the time to tell us about your experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Katie. I appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation to share.
Oh, thank you. Yes, my joy.